Over 80% of our oceans are still unexplored. But the biggest mysteries? They aren't hidden in the deep. They're right in front of us in the things we've already discovered. Scattered across deserts, buried beneath mountains, and tucked away on forgotten library shelves are objects that shouldn't exist. Ancient technologies that seem centuries ahead of their time. Structures so advanced, even modern engineering struggles to explain them. Some have answers, others remain unsolved. But they all share one thing. They don't fit the story we thought we knew about human history. Today, we're diving into 10 discoveries that continue to defy explanation. Real artifacts, real places, real mysteries. And we begin beneath the icy waters of the Baltic Sea, where divers stumbled upon something that looks less like nature and more like a crash site. Mystery 1, the Baltic Sea Anomaly. In 2011, a Swedish treasure hunting team called Ocean X was scanning the bottom of the Baltic Sea when they found something they weren't prepared for. At 300 feet below the surface, sonar revealed a massive, perfectly round structure measuring over 200 feet wide. At first, they thought it was an old World War II wreck, but when divers descended, strange things started happening. Compasses spun wildly, radios cut out, and some divers reported sudden blackouts. The structure itself looked too symmetrical to be natural. Smooth edges, sharp lines, and what appeared to be carved staircases leading down into the seabed. Geologists quickly dismissed it as a natural rock formation shaped by glaciers during the Ice Age, but samples collected from the site didn't match the local geology. Some even showed signs of having been exposed to extreme heat, almost as if they were melted. More than a decade later, no one agrees on what it is. Is it an ancient ruin buried by time, a relic of a lost civilization, or something not of this earth? Whatever rests beneath the Baltic remains one of history's most stubborn, unsolved mysteries. Mystery 2. The Voynich Manuscript locked inside Yale University's Beinecke Library is a book that has baffled scholars, scientists, and cryptographers for over 600 years. Known as the Voynich Manuscript, this 15th century book looks ordinary from the outside, but open it and you'll find page after page of impossibilities. The entire manuscript is written in a strange language no one can read, flowing letters that seem to follow grammar rules but don't match any known alphabet on Earth. Inside are drawings of plants that don't exist, constellations that don't match our sky, and even diagrams of women bathing in strange green pools. During the Cold War, the NSA even tried to decode it, convinced it was a secret code, but they failed. In 2019, a researcher claimed to have solved it, saying it was an early Romance language. But linguists quickly debunked his findings. Some experts believe it's a medieval medical book written in a lost dialect, while others insist it's the greatest hoax in history. Yet here's the problem. Across more than 200 pages, there isn't a single repeated nonsense pattern or random error. If it's fake, it's flawless. If it's real, it's knowledge humanity has completely forgotten. Mystery 3. The Baghdad Battery. In 1938, archaeologists working near Baghdad unearthed something small but extraordinary. A clay jar with a copper cylinder and an iron rod inside. At first, it looked like simple pottery, but when researchers experimented by filling replicas with acidic liquids like vinegar or lemon juice, the jars produced an electric current. Today, we call it the Baghdad Battery. And if it really was a functioning power source, it would mean ancient Mesopotamians discovered electricity over 2,000 years ago, long before modern science. Some experts believe it was used for electroplating, coating jewelry and artifacts in gold or silver. Others think it might have been part of early medical experiments. But skeptics argue there's no supporting evidence. Mystery 4. The Fire Eagle's Nest. Hidden deep in the Siberian wilderness is a place the locals fear, a mysterious cone-shaped mound known as the Fire Eagle's Nest. Rising over 130 feet above the forest floor, this ancient formation has terrified hunters and explorers for generations. Animals refuse to go near it. Birds avoid nesting on its slopes, compasses spin wildly, GPS signals vanish, and travelers report sudden waves of nausea when they get close. Scientists who studied the site suggested it might be the result of an underground explosion, similar to the Tunguska event of 1908, when a massive blast flattened over 800 square miles of forest. But the evidence doesn't fit. There's no crater, no meteor fragments, and no signs of volcanic activity. Samples taken from the site show crushed limestone and unusual metallic traces, as if something extremely powerful happened here long ago. Local legends tell of sky spirits who struck the earth with fire, leaving the ground cursed forever. To this day, no one has been able to fully investigate it. Every attempt to drill, probe, or scan the site ends in failure as tools break and electronics malfunction. Some places seem determined to keep their secrets. Mystery 5. The Walls of Cusco. In the ancient city of Cusco, Peru, stands one of history's greatest engineering puzzles. Walls built with such precision that modern engineers still struggle to explain them. These stone walls, some weighing over 100 tons, are perfectly interlocked without the use of mortar. The stones are irregularly shaped yet fit together so tightly that you can't even slide a razor blade between them. 5 centuries of earthquakes have flattened nearby Spanish colonial buildings, but these ancient Inca walls remain untouched and unshaken. Archaeologists believe the Inca carved each stone by hand using smaller hammerstones, slowly shaping them until they locked perfectly into place. But when modern experts try to replicate the technique, they need cranes, lasers, and computer modeling just to come close.
How could a civilization without wheels, iron tools, or written language achieve something so advanced? Some suggest lost techniques, while others point to ancient legends claiming the Inca were taught by a godlike figure called Viracocha, who softened stone to mold it like clay. Whether fact or myth, these walls stand as silent proof that ancient builders knew something we don't. And whatever that secret was, it has been lost to time.
Mystery 6. The Baigong Pipes. In China's Qinghai province, high up on Mount Baigong, lies a mystery buried in stone, hundreds of metallic pipes embedded deep within solid rock. Some are as thick as an arm, others smaller than a coin. But what makes them extraordinary is their age. Early tests in the 2000s suggested they were over 150,000 years old, long before humans were believed to have mastered metalworking. Even stranger, many of the pipes seem to connect in branching networks, like a primitive plumbing system, and some appear welded at the joints. Skeptics argue that the so-called pipes aren't pipes at all, but fossilized tree roots that absorbed minerals over time, creating hollow, tube-like formations. Others suggest they could be the work of iron-eating bacteria, slowly leaving behind metallic patterns. But neither explanation accounts for the symmetry, the alignment, or the sheer scale of the network. If these pipes are natural, they're unlike anything else ever found. And if they're artificial, then someone or something built them thousands of centuries before humans were supposed to exist. To this day, no one has been able to explain who created the Baigong pipes, why, or how. Mystery 7. The Antikythera Mechanism. In 1901, divers exploring a Roman shipwreck near the Greek island of Antikythera recovered what looked like a corroded lump of bronze. But beneath the encrusted surface was one of the most extraordinary discoveries in history, the Antikythera Mechanism, a 2,000-year-old device made up of more than 30 interlocking gears. Scientists eventually realized it was an ancient astronomical computer capable of predicting eclipses, tracking planetary movements, and even calculating the dates of the ancient Olympic Games. What makes it incredible is that nothing like it appears again in history for over 1,000 years. Researchers at University College London digitally reconstructed the mechanism in 2021, proving it was far more advanced than anyone expected. But the questions remain: who built it, and how was such knowledge lost?
Was it the genius of a single inventor, or evidence of a forgotten scientific tradition wiped out by time? If the Antikythera mechanism hadn't sunk with that ship, could human technology have advanced centuries earlier? This one artifact proves that ancient civilizations were capable of far more complex engineering than we ever imagined, and hints at just how much of our history may be missing.
Mystery 8. The Longyou Caves. In Zhejiang Province, China, a farmer stumbled upon something incredible in 1992, a hidden entrance leading into a vast network of man-made caves carved deep into solid sandstone. Known as the Longyou Caves, these chambers cover more than 30,000 square meters with massive pillars, smooth walls, and intricate ceiling carvings. Despite their size and sophistication, there's no historical record of who built them, when, or why. Archaeologists estimate they could be over 2,000 years old, yet the precision of the cuts and the sheer volume of stone removed millions of cubic feet suggest advanced planning and technology. Even more puzzling, the caves have survived for centuries without collapsing, showing a structural understanding far beyond what we thought possible for the time. Some believe they were royal tombs or secret storage chambers, while others suspect they served a ceremonial purpose. But without any artifacts, inscriptions, or tools left behind, their origin remains a complete mystery. The Longyou Caves are like a message from the past, one we still can't read. Mystery 9. The Piri Reis Map. In 1929, historians examining old archives in Istanbul's Topkapi Palace made a shocking discovery. A map created in 1513 by Ottoman Admiral Piri Reis. At first glance, it looks like any other map of its time. But then, experts noticed something impossible. It accurately shows parts of the South American coastline drawn decades before Europeans ever officially mapped them. Even more baffling, it appears to depict the coastline of Antarctica centuries before the continent's discovery, and, stranger still, without its ice cover. How could a 16th century cartographer have access to such precise information? Some suggest Piri Reis copied from much older source maps, possibly created by an advanced ancient civilization. Others argue it was coincidence or artistic guesswork, but the level of accuracy in certain sections is difficult to dismiss. Did ancient seafarers map the world long before history records?
Or does the Piri Reis map hint at a forgotten age of global exploration far older than we realize? More than 500 years later, this single piece of parchment continues to challenge everything we thought we knew about early navigation.
Mystery 10. The Sacsayhuamán Fortress. Near the city of Cusco lies Sacsayhuamán, an ancient fortress that leaves engineers today speechless. Its massive stone walls, arranged in lightning bolt patterns, are built from gigantic blocks, some weighing more than 120 tons. Yet the stones are fitted together so precisely that even a sheet of paper can't slide between them. No mortar was used, and the walls have survived earthquakes that destroyed modern buildings nearby. The Inca are credited with building Sacsayhuamán, but official history can't explain how they achieved such perfection without wheels, iron tools, or advanced machinery. Local legends speak of gods who taught humans to soften stone and mold it like clay. Others believe lost technologies, long forgotten, made these feats possible. Even today, engineers struggle to replicate the precision and stability of these walls. How did ancient builders move stones this large, shape them so perfectly, and lock them into patterns designed to withstand centuries of natural disasters? Sacsayhuamán stands as one of the clearest reminders that ancient civilizations were far more capable than we've been taught, and that we may only understand a fraction of their knowledge. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe and join us for the next video, where we uncover more untold stories from humanity's past. Each episode takes us deeper into the mysteries of history, connecting us to the people and events that shaped our world today.